Hey, what's up, Facebook? BAHALA na. It is what it is. It will be what it will be. So this is my second try at doing my shout out. I originally did the shout out down there by Fremont Street, actually in front of the container park. My phone was going dead and it kept jumping in and out. So I think like on the one that I actually posted, I think it was like 28 seconds, which is probably the least amount of time that I've ever had on here. Was it 28 seconds or 2 minutes? I'm not sure. But anyway, I do apologize. So I'm trying to do the shout out all over again. So that's what I'm doing right there. Okay, day 423. It's May 28th, 2021. Coming to you live from Las Vegas. I'm in the hotel room. It's hot outside. My phone is actually on a charger. I had to have a charger on because the phone was going dead. So that's why I'm doing it from inside like this. But anyway, ask all of you to please keep in your prayers and in your thoughts all those who have died from coronavirus throughout the world. Those who have tested positive for COVID-19, those who have had to go to the hospital for non-related coronavirus type problems or issues, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual problems or issues or whatever. Anyway, and also keep in your prayers and your thoughts all those who have, who have passed on. And as always, I want to say Ronald Green, say his name, okay? Look him up, May 10th, 2019. Look him up on YouTube, look him up on whatever media or thing that you need to look up to see what happened to him and why it took 2 years for Louisiana State Police to actually release the body cams. And they treated that man like a dog. What happened to George Floyd was hella bad. It was, sickening, watching Derek Chauvin kneel on him, like that. And thanks to the young lady who had the courage to videotape what happened to George Floyd, the whole world knew about it. Ronald Green, there were no videos, there was no witness out there to videotape what happened to him. And it was the body cam of the Louisiana State Police. Now, allegedly, and it may be true, he was trying to get away from the police. Whether it was a moving violation, whether it was because he had drugs or whatever, I have no idea, but that's not really what's that important. The fact is that he was trying to get away, and in the process of getting away, he crashed. He did not get killed in the car accident. The police, and this is on the body cams of the Louisiana State Police, they pulled him out the car, and the man, Ronald Green, was begging. He was like, I was scared, that's why I was running. That's why I kept on trying to get away from you. They pulled him out the car and they beat him like a dog. They beat him down like a dog, and not only did they beat him down like a dog, but then they tased him, and they beat him so bad that blood was flying everywhere. And after they beat him, he was trying to breathe. He was on his stomach and he was trying to breathe. And then he's trying to roll over where he could be able to breathe better. And the cops beat him and told him to lay face down. And then they handcuffed him from behind, and then they hog-tied his feet. I don't know if y'all know what a hog tie is. You ever see those cowboy movies where the cowboys grab a cow and hog tie the cow's legs and stuff? So that's what they did to this human being, Ronald Green, to a black man, African-American man, a human being. They hog-tied him like an animal. And then they dragged him. They dragged him from on the ground. They dragged him to the car. And Then they took him to the emergency, and he was dead. They told the doctor that he died when his car hit a tree, and that the car was totally demolished, and he died in a car accident. Now, the doctor has an oath that he, as every medical doctor has, where they have to, do what they can. And he looked at the body, and lo and behold, there were taser plugs still embedded in the body of Ronald Green. There are bruises and abrasions all over his face, which was not consistent with being in an accident. Okay? Let you know something else. I don't know how many of y'all have seen car accidents where the car is totally demolished, but normally the airbags would deploy. Well, the airbags never deployed, and the car itself, it just basically looked like it was a car that hit a tree in the front, and that was it. The car was not totally demolished. So the cops lied about everything. It wasn't until 2 years later that the body cams came out, and then Louisiana state commissioner was like, they had no business releasing that, and the family released it and they wasn't supposed to, and all this other crap. So I will say Ronald Green's name consistently, so that his name is alongside of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Oscar Grant, Trayvon Martin, Emmett Till, Elijah McClain, what's the young boy that just got killed? Mario Gonzalez. The little 14-year-old boy got killed in Chicago, and Guadalupe Ochoa, Alejandro Nieto, Andy Lopez. So many black and brown people have been murdered by the police. But I just want to make sure that we keep in mind what happened to Ronald Green. Now, you don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it, because I ain't nobody. I am nobody. I'm just me. But look it up on YouTube. Look it up on Google. Look it up on whatever access you have to see what's going on, and then decide for yourself whether or not Ronald Green's name should be right there with George Floyd and Trayvon Martin and Oscar Grant and Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery. So that's what I'm asking you to do that. I'm also asking you as an ATU 192. ATU stands for Amalgamated Transit Union. I'm an ATU 192, Local 192 union member. And I'm asking you to pray for those who were murdered in San Jose. These were ATU Local 265 union members in San Jose that worked for VTA. That's that light rail train system they have down there. And this fool named Samuel Cassidy came on a job after he set his house on fire, came to the job and just started shooting people. 9 people died. All right, 9 people died. 9 people who left home the night before, because I'm assuming they worked the graveyard shift, because it was like 6:30 in the morning when this happened, and left home, said goodbye to their loved ones, to their wives, to their children, whatever, said, okay, I'll see y'all when I get off work. And they didn't make it home, all because of some idiot. Now, I know the NRA is telling people, you don't let your guns get taken away and all this other crap. But I think what we're actually saying is that we want to do a background check. I don't think that's really a lot to ask, that we do a background check, and that we don't need to have automatic weapons out there. If you're using your gun to go hunting and stuff, you already have an advantage over wildlife, because wildlife can't shoot back. It would be a lot different if wildlife had guns and they were able to shoot back at human beings. It would be a whole different story, but that's not the scenario. So anyway, keep in your prayers and in your thoughts all those people who died. keep in your prayers and thoughts what's going on in India, where there's so many people dying out there that they're cremating people in the parking lots and in parks and wherever else they can find wood to cremate the dead. That those who have COVID-19 are in ambulances and trucks and cars waiting for somebody to die so that they can go in the hospital. The sad part is that the hospital run out of medical supplies and run out of everything that they need to fight COVID-19. So it's just a cycle. Let's talk about how the Republicans have decided they don't need to have an investigation of what happened on January 6th. So already they're trying to change the whole story that, January 6th was not a Republican thing. January 6th was not something that their boy Donald Duck engineered by telling people to go out there and take it over. So they refuse to acknowledge the reality of what really happened. We saw for ourselves what happened. And I will say this now, and I will say it again tomorrow, and I will say it anytime I talk about this subject. If those people had been Black Lives Matter protesters, the police would have shot them down. The police would have knocked them down. The police would have did everything they had to do to keep Black Lives Matter from getting inside the Capitol building like the white supremacists did. So there is really a difference in attitude and in how they enforce the law. Let's also talk about qualified immunity. What exactly is qualified immunity? Qualified immunity is basically that when cops do something wrong, they are not held accountable for it. Even when they're wrong, and they did wrong. Like when the cops knocked down the wrong door, they don't even have to apologize for it, and they don't even have to pay the damages of whatever it was that they did. Because qualified immunity protects them. So we need to get rid of qualified immunity. I'm not saying that the police should not be able to defend themselves, or that, that they should be, handcuffed where they can't do their job. I'm just saying that they have to be held accountable for when they do something wrong. And by accountable, I'm saying if they broke the law, they need to be arrested. And they need to go to trial. They need to be prosecuted. And if they're found guilty, they need to go to jail just like other people. Okay? The other thing is, if you really want things to be right, either change the way the police treat African Americans and Latinos and people of color and poor people. Change the way they treat us. And treat us like they treat white people. Or, if you don't want to do that, you don't want to treat us like you treat white people, then another solution is treat white people the way you treat us. Think about that. There's no way in hell America, this country, all the white folks in this country would ever allow themselves to be treated like the N-word. No way. No way that it would ever stand for letting the police pull them out the car and throw them on the hot ground. Throw a little 6-year-old white girl on the ground while she crying for her mama. No way they would do that. So that's what I'm saying. Either change the way you treat us, or treat us the way you treat them, or treat them the way you treat us. Either way. Also make the police accountable for what they do wrong. Okay, so that's all it is. That was my little soapbox. I'm going to get up out of here. I will get on here tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have some statistics for you. And God, let me wake up. I'll be out here with you. Mabuhay, Harambe, Ashe, Amanla Uwetu, Okahe, Mahalo, Jayu, Shalom, Namaste. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam. Insha'Allah. Wakanda forever. Hey y'all, stay safe, stay strong. Wear your mask. This is my mask. I wear my mask. You know, today I was out there on the street with my mask on. This is actually covers my whole head and face. I put it on like that. Looks like that, but it's all good. I also have one of the African American colors too. All right, so I'm gonna get up out of here, and I hope that this one is gonna come out right. And again, I apologize for the fact that things don't always come out the way you want them to do. And Princess Williams, thank you for getting on here with me. I appreciate you. Okay. One love, peace, and respect. Y'all stay safe, stay strong. We will do this. Remember, Bahala Na is a Filipino expression. It means it is what it is, what will be, will be. And sometimes it almost sounds kind of like, what's that word, like fatalism or something, where, you know, it's like you got no control. But also, Bahala Na also means that we will not only survive, we will conquer. We will beat that which is beating us down. So what the police, what the white supremacists, what the Trumpicans, what the colored Trumpansies who support Donald Duck, you know, we stand up to them. That's what we got to do. All right? All right, y'all. Take care. Peace. One love.